Very good morning, friends. I'm Nalakshi Swami, welcoming to my channel Smart Index Edge. Actually, today the topic for you traders is visual memory for traders. Train your eyes like a professional intraday trader. In this session, we are going to understand one of the most powerful hidden skills in intraday trading called visual memory. Successful traders do not just watch charts, they remember chart behavior. Today, I will show you how to train this skill step by step. Many traders, many traders think success depends on indicators. But professional traders develop visual memory. I want you people to develop visual memory, and I am going to show you how to develop this visual memory step by step. When your brain starts remembering structure automatically, trading decision becomes faster and more confident. So what is your visual memory? Recognize chart structure instantly like experts do. What you need to do for that visual memory, that is the first step. When you have to develop the visual memory, you have to open your chart and observe only for 5 seconds. Start observing the chart for 5 seconds, then ask the question, is the trend up or down? Is the price above Ganhilo? Because I've given my rolling pivot indicators, and many traders are using rolling pivot. Then ask the question whether the price is above the pivot or below S1 or above R1 or above, and ask the question whether the price is above Ganhilo when or the price is above the Ganhilo and price is above the pivot, that is the combination strength. You start asking these questions. And is the market inside the range or breaking a range? These are the basic questions you need to ask when you open the chart. Ask questions. That is the way you will train yourself to a visual memory. You need to practice it daily. Yes, friends, you need to practice it daily. Next method is mental camera method. That is the mental camera method. It is like opening the chart and looking at the chart for 5 seconds, recall everything. You have already practiced it and recall everything. Recall trend and structure. So you already asked questions and you know that question and you start recalling. That is called as mental camera method. You have to develop that. So immediately I do the same thing, mental camera method. Immediately when I see the chart, I'll ask the questions and I will recall everything. Next is first hour memory lock. You have to memorize opening time, first hour high and low. Because first hour high and low are powerful reference levels in intraday trading. For that to make easy, I have coded for Nalini EMA indicator, which codes the current day high and low. So automatically, the first hour high and low will be plotted. Immediately, you can mark those levels and use it for reference. So you need to have that memory lock, first hour high and low. This improves. Train your brain daily to remember these levels. You need to do this as a routine. If you start doing this, automatically you will mark the high and low of the first hourly. So it becomes easy with rolling pivot because automatically my rolling pivot gives you R1 pivot and S1. The block will be formed. That gives you an idea where the location of the price, whether it is balanced out or not, that gives you an idea. And next is third hour decision training you need to do. Observe structure till third hour 65-minute block. You just observe what is happening till third hour 65-minute block, whether it is trending, going sideways, it is going down or something. If you start memorizing that, it becomes your mental camera. Take a snapshot of the chart and close it. See, yesterday's price pattern, the structure of the chart is, I can recall that pattern, what happened in the market on the third hour, everything. Because I have memorized that mental camera has captured all the visual. I can tell you without looking at the chart. What happened in the market is the first hour engulfed all the yesterday's price pattern, first hour itself. And second hour, it was in a range. And the third hour, it breached the first hour low. I can tell you without seeing the chart. I'll take you to the chart and I'll tell you this is mental memory. Then itself, I came to know that market is becoming weak. In the fourth hour, pullback, failure to go above the third hour high was an selling opportunity, and simultaneously looking at the put option, you could enter into the put option. It gave lot of money. That's how it is. Without seeing the chart, I am recalling the pattern because of my mental memory training. So you need to recall what has happened. Recall inside bar. Recall double top. Recall rejection candles. If you start doing that, it becomes very easy. Compare charts showing true breakout and false breakout. Train your eyes to detect traps early. If you start training your eyes for detecting traps, then it becomes easy for you. Once this skill improves, traders avoid unnecessary losses. So where the traps will happen? Traps will happen at the support levels or the resistance level. The first hour high and first hour low are the uh, areas, trapping areas. It becomes a trapping area. There are so many things. I'll come out with the series how to train yourself. With today, I'm going to show you few things. This is the basic way you have to train your visual memory and by mental camera method. And check, and this is not TWAP actually, check price alignment quickly with the rolling pivot. Rolling pivot gives you the price S1, R1 and pivot every hour. So every hour a box will be formed. And with the box, you get to know whether the box is above the uh, Gan Hilo, that means trend is intact. Even though intraday, intra-hourly, some declines will be there, but the trend is intact. You know that. That you can train yourself. You can train everything, alignment and everything. So, when alignment happens in one direction, probability of continuation increases. This strengthens trade confidence. Not only the alignment, if you train your eyes, you can go for positional also in options. Yes, friends, you can also, that is by training with the weekly template and the third hour breakout, third hour template, you can train your eyes for positional also. You can identify the pattern what has happened. I am going to show you that also. After the market closes, so you need to range expansion anticipation, you need to do for that. Even if you train for range expansion, you can identify and you can trade better. When after the market closes, sit quietly and recall opening structure. First hour movement, third hour behavior, and closing action. See, because of my visual mental memory camera method, I am able to recall what has happened on the chart on Nifty yesterday, on Friday. That is the, I need not go back to the chart. I know that that was the pattern which happened on yesterday. Even I can go back to the, not only on yesterday, I can go back and tell the few, I mean, back days also. If traders practice these exercises daily for just 15 minutes, within 30 days, chart reading improves and decision making becomes sharp. Yes, friends. Let me go back to the chart. I'll show you the chart of Nifty. Here, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See what has happened in this. You can ask your question. Here, the trend is intact. Price is above the Gan Hilo and the hourly blocks, pivot box, leave aside the price action. Pivot box are above the Gan Hilo. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the pattern continued. This is the recognition of the pattern. And here, last hour breaking below the third hour low was an indication market as becoming weak. This is the method you are training yourself. You are asking question, what is the trend direction? What is the candle structure above or below Gann or above the pivot? This builds instant chart reading ability. Okay. Now, this is another way, and if I take you to the Eicher motor chart, see exactly. If I go back, let me reset the chart. Let me see. Same thing, same pattern as Nifty. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you see the pattern so well? The pivot boxes, all the support, pivot, resistance, and support boxes are above the Gann Hilo. That is an indication. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and gap down, same pattern as repeated over here. This is the beauty. Even on the stocks also, you can identify the pattern. Identify the pattern in this way. This is the way you can train your eyes. You know that on Wednesday, the price has fallen below this hourly. Let me go to the Nifty chart. Let me take out the little indicators. Hide. I have created so many indicators which are fantastic and which helps you to train yourself in the journey of mental memory and visual camera method. It assists you. This is the 65-minute block coding with the rolling pivot and option EP underlying. These three indicators I have enabled to show you how you can build. You can see this was after the gap down. This was the first block. First block extending to 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 hours. Market stayed in the range and it narrowed down. Narrowed down and the price started. Let me take out this rectangular box and market starting losing the low of the first hour, second hour, and the third hour. The market moved downwards, drifted downwards, and the box says, can you see after the gap down? This pivot box, entire hourly pivot box is below the Gann Hilo. This is the training. I know that market is going sideways. It is forming a range. I wait for the direction of the market. The direction came in this on Thursday only after fourth hour. You can see I am placing 1 p.m. The direction was down. Okay. Now what happened? On Friday. On Friday, I know this box is this is the first range box which has formed. Even though the box is above the Gann Hilo, I know that this is a range. This presentation with the GAN Hilo is not a trend presentation. Why? The GAN Hilo is alternating between the blue to magenta and magenta to blue to magenta and magenta to blue is indicating the range formation. So, what happened on the Friday? So many people might have thought it is a buying opportunity. They might have rushed into the buying opportunity. But at the same time, I was looking for the sell and rise market. Because the trend is my mental memory caption is visual memory is down. When the price is going horizontal with time wise, it is a huge fall of 400 points. So it has taken 2 days and 2 days, how many hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours to build balance. The imbalance of 400 points, time wise, it has taken 1.5 days. So I know this with the rolling pivot. I know this is the first box formed over here, and only I know my memory tells me only if the price expands above this, then I'll get a range expansion to fill halfway through. Many times this presentation is done in the market halfway through. But what happened on Friday was the first hour, second hour market formed an high. This is the first hour high and the first hour low. I usually mark first hour high and first hour low. On third hour, you can see, without seeing the chart, I told you, I explained you while explaining how I built the visual memory. You too can build the visual memory. This will give edge in your trade and you will start reading the chart. It becomes cakewalk for you. You will identify the trend, direction and patterns immediately and you can tell that. See, okay. See, it started breaking on the third hour. It has shown weakness. It has broken the first hour low, second hour low. This is definitely it is. So, what is my uh, uh, trade anticipation is sell on rise. So, you patiently wait for this is the third hour box. Third hour rolling pivot box. So what the procedure I do, I just visually mark the third hour box resistance levels. Resistance levels like this, like this. I know all these are my stop losses. So while closing, the market has breached the not only the opening low, also first hour low, second hour low, third hour low, and our price is below the third hour low. Even though it tried to close inside, definitely I know that the market is going to go down. The market is weak, gap down, consolidation, maybe another gap down or another extension of 400 points down because measured move. If I measure this move, so always I can anticipate the targets for the Nifty with this. This is how much point? 461, 16 points. I can anticipate 416 points, market moving up to 22,678. I can anticipate in advance because of the structure. This is my mental memory. I can do that. If I go to the daily chart, you can go there and you can have a reference over here. It cuts through this. You can see this was the last box, last when the market formed. This was the last box climbed above, and this is the flip area. The box has lifted above. This is the area, flip area 22,661. This is my memory. Memory tells that memory you can anticipate direction. So that's why you need to train yourself for mental memory, visual training. If you start training the visual method, it will improve. Start doing it. From now, after watch my video till the closing. Do not skip it because I am giving you very, very, very important observation. No one has given in the YouTube history. They don't teach like this. Yes, friends, you need to watch my video thoroughly. This is like training yourself. You might have seen your children training in school with all these methods. These are the teaching methods, basic teaching methods for a child. We are applying it to our chart reading. See the magic, what happens in your trading. Start doing it. Don't delay. Thank you very much, friends. Nalinakshi Swami signing off.